if you guys weren't here yesterday, I'm a little sick, a little fucked up. I just have a crazy sore throat. I actually woke up feeling a little better today, so yeah, I'm I woke up. Well, first of all, well, let's finish this topic. Yeah, I have a bit of a sore throat, so if I'm not so talkative, and if I'm talking low, it's because of that. I don't even have my earpieces or like my headset. I don't have it on. Um, it's due to the fact I'm so congested, like my ears hurt, and I can't hear myself. So, like with the headphones on, so I have it off, just talking into the mic. Um, make sure that I'm speaking loud enough for you guys to hear me. But let me know if you guys can't hear me. I'll speak a little louder. um, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So today's Friday. We know that for the most part, a lot of the pairs that we currently look at, right? Going over it last night, we know that Friday is usually the days where we're not gonna get a lot of solid movements. Especially on a Friday where we have news at 8:30. So for the most part, we're gonna go over through the pairs again. Give me 1 second. For the most part, we're gonna go through the pairs once again. The ones that I already have off, and I should have EU off, but we're gonna go over since that's the trade that I took last night as well. It was during the live session. So EU was very similar. There's a lot of pairs that was very similar to gold. So we'll go through it. So AU, right? Well, first and foremost, let's do ADR and STP. So I think it's the same. They should be the same on Friday. But let's see. So ADR for AU is 41. STP is 27. Right, but this is moving counter, so we're gonna turn this one off. The price is still making higher highs and higher lows, so I'm not gonna be focused on this one. ECAD already gave us that push to the top side, so I'm just gonna let this one go as well. But let's update STP as well. 60 is ADR, STP is 40. Right, EU, let's talk about EU and the entry that I got for EU. So pretty much, guys, very easy. So what were we talking about? So first and foremost, let's update STP and the 21 candle. 21 is bearish. STP for the day 49 versus ADR. STP is 32. Alright, so for the most part, EU is very similar to gold, right? We had the break above. Once we got the break and the retest, I got my entry here. I was in a little bit of drawdown, but I already knew that was gonna happen, and we said it yesterday in the stream. Why were we gonna be in a little bit of drawdown? That first candle that broke, which was at 7:30, which was literally right when we started the class, right, the session. It was a it was a imbalanced candle. So if I would have used this stop loss down here, like what we had in the 1 minute time frame, we would have gotten hit out literally the candle right after. We would have gotten hit out overnight. We would have gotten hit out at 2, 3 in the morning as well, and then price went into profit, right? So instead of having such a tight stop loss, I had it at the bottom of the zone, which was a 9 pip stop loss, and this was my entry and my take profit for the day. And what was it? The same exact trade that we took yesterday for gold, right? It was a 372. Right, we waited for the break above the highs. That was the entry. Stop loss below the zone. The difference was that this one gave us a clean break of structure and then gave us the pullback. Right? EU didn't do that. EU didn't give us a clean break of structure until we had these candles up to the top side. Right? So EU gave us the move for the day. It was beautiful. Right? 372. Beautiful. Happened overnight. If you took any of these entries, they were valid. Right, the stop loss was the only thing. Then instead of using a tight 4 pip stop loss, we had to use the full 9 pips to not get hit out. But was really nice. Right, and this was again following the 5-minute structure. Right, in the 5-minute, we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Right, we were really trading between these zones here. So right, so then price gave us a change of character: higher high, higher low. Right. Sorry. We had higher high, right, which gave us this low and this high. We got the pullback multiple times, right? And again, we have a lot of point of interest here. The last red candle before the break, or before the push to the top side, was really here, right? The bottom of the zone, which is the break, gave us this low and this high. So we already know that we had to have our stop loss below the zone, right? Any stop losses below the actual break of structure, you would have gotten hit out. If you would have had a break, or if you would have had your stop loss below here, if you would have had your stop loss here, you would have gotten hit out, right? You had to have it below the zone. This break happened, this break gave us this low and this high, it gave us the pullback. Once it gave us the pullback, that could have been another entry at 3 in the morning to continue the push to the top side, right? So EU was a beautiful trade that we took. And again, this was during the Asia session that I took this trade. Like, it was right during our live session. So beautiful trade for EU. So EU's already done for the day. Or let's just go through the list, right? GA already made the move for the day as well. Gave us the beautiful. I called this one out as well. If we get a 50% retracement on this one, we know we could take this for 372. But this trade happened at 2 in the morning. I wasn't active on the chart at this time, so no trade was taken, but it gave us a beautiful entry to the top side. GCAD gave us a 372. Again, the move for the day has already been made, so we're not going to be looking at this anymore. It didn't give me my trading opportunity, so GCAD, we turned it off. GJ, I'm not looking to trade it. This is a pair that we were looking at during the isolation session and moved super early. As soon as the market opened, it already went up and gave us 108 pips, and then as you can see, it just kind of went crazy. So GJ, we're not going to even entertain it. GU also gave us a 372, right? Beautiful moves. It gave us the pullback, consolidated for a little bit, right? And again, at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, that's when it gave us the entry to continue that push to the top side. So GU already made the move for the day, so there's nothing left for us there. US 30 also gave us that 372, gave us the new high. We can see right now price is just rejecting these highs at this point. I don't know to wake up if I have it. At this point, let's update where our 30-minute breaks were, because I don't have that updated here. So we have a 30-minute break here. Once we got this 30-minute break, this 30-minute break gave us this low and these highs up here. Now, this is where it gets tricky, right? First of all, these wicks and all of that, I'm not gonna count them as highs, none of that. These are just inducement candles. But do I want to say that this is higher high, higher low, and now this is a higher high? Right? I don't want to, right? Even though it is a candle, even though it is a wick that broke above, and it's not a break, it just tapped above the zone, I don't want to mark this as a higher high. This is technically all part of the same trend, right? With that being said, right now for US 30, I kind of just have to wait it out, right? I'm not a fan of how US 30 is moving currently. Too many wicks in the market, just too many fake outs. Let's say we were just trading this one engulfing candles, right? If we were trading this in the 30-minute time frame, just looking at how many fake outs they're doing, right? They have 1, 2, 3. Again, we know this is not a valid engulfing, but let's say there's people who would say, oh, this is an engulfing because the red closed below, right? Even though we know it's not a real engulfing, because that second green candle did not close above the first, right? If you were to take this engulfing candle, your stop loss was hit out with this move. Same thing with this one. 1, 2, boom, 3 red. Why is this not a valid engulfing candle? First of all, the wick on the red candle is way too big, and the red candle did not close below the first green candle, right? But there's a lot of people who would take this, and price is already in drawdown. There's just too many. There's too much going on right now on US 30. Sorry guys, if I speak loudly, my fucking throat just starts killing me. So right now for US 30, I'm taking a step back. I'm not gonna be super proactive on that chart until we get closer to the 8:30 a.m. news. USD CAD right now is moving counter, just still moving down at this point. 54 pitches, 80R, 80 STP is 36. Let's see. 36 pitches STP. From the high of the day to the bottom, we got 24 pips that we've done. So Could this still give us that move to the top side? Absolutely. We're still trading this break, this chain of character lower low, gave us this high and this low. So we're still trading between the same 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows. We still don't have no turnaround. Price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. We'll keep an eye on this pair. But I don't truly believe we'll get an entry. USD is on the 30-minute low. Same thing as USD CAD pretty much. I'm just kind of waiting to see what price wants to do. I am looking for overall uptrends because we are in P2. But price is still making lower lows and lower highs. So we got to wait for price to start turning around so we could continue to see this push back up to the top side. However, I am expecting price to at least hit these 4-hour lows. So let's see if we could even, let's see if we can get that push. I am expecting it. Every single time frame is making lower lows or lower highs. So if that's the case, then we know we'll be expecting US 30 to continue that push to the top side. And then the last two pairs, gold and Bitcoin. We could look at oil too, since that is part of our list. But gold, we already know. After 3 days of rise, market was chopper drop. At this point, we're getting that drop. Right, we had a little gap in the market, which made me a little bit optimistic that we'll potentially continue this push to the top side to go into these 4-hour highs. But we already knew what's the one entry point for price when we see price just give us a straight push to the top side with no pullback, right? A flag post pattern, right? For this to be a valid flag post pattern, we needed to see price respect between 23.6 and 38.2. And we already saw with the fib that I just deleted, price went way beyond that fib zone. So at this point, could price, man, this sucks. At this point, could price still turn around? Absolutely. But we could still see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right? We could also see here in the 30-minute time frame, we have an engulfing candle. Red. Both reds have top and bottom wicks. That second red candle closed below the first, and then we have that green engulfing. Not a strong zone, but I would love to see price retest this zone and then start giving us that push back up to the top side to the 4-hour highs. So we are going to mark it nonetheless. 30-minute engulfing. Bitcoin is just kind of moving sideways, right? We had at one point, we had low, high, low. Let's start marking this the way we need to. So we have a change of character, higher high, right? Because at one point we were trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a higher high, change of character, right? This higher high, change of character really gave us at one point this low and this high. Then price gave us this high over here, right? This high broke this high over here with the wick, which then gave us this low and this high. This low broke here, and now we know that we're trading between the change of character, lower low. Right? For us to have a valid change of character break of structure to continue to the top side, we needed to see this break. We needed to see a break above. The fact that it was just a wick already let us know, hey, price is not ready to start going back down, which is completely fine. Right? So now that we know we're trading between this low, we have a change of character. Changes to red, so we know that this is a change of character going to the bottom. And we know that we are now trading between these lows down here and these boxes. So these strong zones. Let's fuck off with this. Just have a clean chart. Again, guys, if you need me to talk a little louder, put my mic volume up, let me know. So at this point for Bitcoin, what could I be expecting? You know, if we're really looking at the chart, right, we know that we're in a zone of consolidation. That was a horrible line, sorry. we're at the zone of consolidation. So the fact that we've rejected lows, we've rejected highs, right? I can't sit here again, just like we've been talking about, every time we're in a zone of consolidation, without a clean breaker structure in either direction, we can't assume what price is going to do, right? There's going to be a lot of people who are going to sit here and they're going to tell you, oh, this is a double top, right? We're looking for price to retest here, to then continue that push to the bottom, right? But the fact that we're in a zone of consolidation, again, without valid breaks of the highs, without valid breaks of the lows, we can't sit here and assume what price is going to do, because we don't know. Nobody knows, right? At this point, a zone of consolidation, just think of it think of a zone of consolidation like a slot machine, right? The people who are telling you where price is going in a zone of consolidation are just gambling. That's the easiest way to put it. It's a 50-50 chance. Could this double top work out and give us that push to the bottom? Of course. But at the same time, could it not work out? Could price just decide to do this today and continue that push back up to the top side? 100%. Right? So we have to wait for those confirmations. Right? We have to wait for those confirmations for price to let us know what it wants to do before we could even consider taking a trade. And again, that's going to be either getting a break of the top of consolidation, getting a break of the low of consolidation, or it's going to be what we had here, which is a 372, which is the same thing that we had for gold yesterday, right? Which is the same thing that we had for gold, or the same thing we had for Euro USD last night during today's Asia session, right? So we have to wait for those confirmations. Without those confirmations, we're guessing. We have nothing else on our table for us to be like, oh yeah, we know where price is going. And then oil, let's update oil too. So we had this change of character, gave us all of this is part of the same trend, right? Lower low, lower high, then all of this lower low, right? And then we had this break, right? This break gave us a change of character, gave us this low, and then we had higher high, higher low, higher high. So we know that we're trading in between. I'm not gonna mark that as a break. I'm not gonna say this is higher high, higher low, higher high. This is all part of the same trend. And the reason why is because the break that we had here was just a wick. So I am just gonna say that we're trading between this high over here. Right? I'm gonna say that we're trading between this high and this low. And again, I don't care how I mark this, because this is going against the trend, right? The overall market moves. But I like the trend. We got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us lower low, change of character, right? And then whoop, went right back up to the top side. Right? Even marking this as a lower low, lower high, lower low, we're gonna mark it because we have to break with the body of the candle that actually went down and gave us the structure, right? Compared to this was just a wick, right? So we have lower low, lower high, and all of this is part of the same trend, lower low, right? So then price went up and gave us a higher high, change of character again. At this point, we just know we're in a zone of consolidation. We already see it moving sideways. Like faking traders going short, and then all of a sudden making higher highs and higher lows. So, US oil. So, so at this point, let's go back and see. So Bitcoin, again, I'm not really going to be focusing on too much until after the news. Gold is pushing down as well. Pretty much already gave us STP. Let's look at this real quick. So we have 282 for ADR. STP is 188, so we have to take off 10 pips from this. 6 pips. Lightning. And we already did 180. Alright, so yeah. Gold, I'm gonna turn it off. ZAR and CAD, we know they're still consolidating for today. So we're gonna let these kind of give us a reasoning to trade. Okay. And US 30 is another pair where it's too early for me to take a trade. We'll continue to monitor this one. But based on how I'm seeing USD CAD, based on how I'm seeing USD ZAR, I do believe US 30 will continue to push to the top side. Looking at how Bitcoin is looking as well, I also believe price for Bitcoin is going to go up as well. But we just gotta wait for a confirmation, right? There's nothing, you know, as traders, yeah, we could assume, or we could, you know, quote unquote, try to predict what price is gonna do. But without confirmations, yeah, those predictions and those assumptions are just exactly that. You're just assuming, you're giving an opinion, you're giving a strong opinion. What was that shit called in science when you're journaling in science? I forgot the name. It really is crazy. I don't know. I don't get it. I think it's just it's one of those things that because of social media, people just want, oh, I caught the wick, I caught the wick. And again, it's not that it's not possible. Every entry we catch, 8 out of our 10 entries we catch are wick entries. 8 out of our 10 trades are wick entries. But there's reasons as to how you can catch those. We're not gonna get into it again if you guys want to go do your own research, you know, I live stream every single session, every single time I'm on the charts, I live stream. So if you guys want to go back and go look at why we took gold the other night, the reason why we took EU last night, EU wasn't a wick entry, we were in drawdown for a little bit, right? There's reasons as to why, right? There's reasons as to why we could catch wick entries. Again, 8, 7 out of 10 times. It is what it is. And that's just me venting now based on the shit that I'm seeing on my timeline. People just, they live in such a fantasy world, bro. But it's not their fault. Again, we always talk about this. It's really not their fault. You know, when you're not given the right opportunities and the right knowledge, you're gonna continue to make the same mistakes you've been making. So, this is what I'm here for. To try to help you guys. I don't even do this no more. I'm doing this based off just, yo, I really do care. I really want to be that person to kind of change the industry. And I'm working towards that. There's no doubt. We're working towards that. questions you guys have, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific, let me know. If not, we're pretty much just gonna wait it out here for a little bit. Positions, close position, has 3 losses and 1 win. 38, 70, So 5% is 47. What was the total? 250. So is that 150? And then the other contestant is $100 off of 5%. Shit, yo, on YouTube I was on the intro scene all this time. No bullshit. That's crazy. Yo, for 47 minutes I was on the intro scene. Yo, I'm going to hell. That's insane. My bad, boys. Well, if you guys want to go watch the video, it's on X. Yo, that's crazy. All good. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't notice that. That's my bad. Completely my bad. But we didn't, the people on YouTube, my bad. But there was really nothing important. Nothing too important. We pretty much just went over the trade that we took yesterday during the live session, which was EU, and we talked a little bit about GA as well, being a 372. that we talked about going into the 50% retracement to give us that third day push to the top side. So um, that was pretty much it. Everything else, the pairs that we still have on here are pretty much USD pairs. We have news in an hour. At 8:30 we have USD news. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. Um, before taking any trades, I'm gonna wait for that to develop. So any questions you guys have, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll just be waiting here for the news to drop. Year was good, Muhammad. Yo, can you believe I had the intro scene for 45 minutes? Damn, you didn't even fucking tell me anything? That's crazy. That's my bad. EU was nice. I was sleeping, didn't wake up for the class. It's all good. EU was very similar to gold last night. Very similar. I loved how it looked. Only difference was the time frame, right? When we wanted to see the break. So the stop loss was a little bit bigger than usual, but wasn't drawdown for a little bit, but ultimately paid out. So wasn't too bad. Right, but it's very similar to the gold entry that we had yesterday as well. Um, think GU gave an entry. Let's see. Let's go back. I'll go back one by one. Right, GU had a similar entry to it as well. So 372. And GA had a really good entry too. 372, but this one gave us the pullback for the 50% and then it went compared to EU and gold. Well, GU kind of did, right? It's very similar to EU today because the difference between gold and GU and EU is that gold in the 15-minute gave us a beautiful, um, gave us a nice break and retest, right? This one gave us just the inducement. It gave us the fake out. So if you were to take this trade here, you couldn't use this stop loss down here, right? You would have to use the bottom of the zone down here. So technically speaking, it did give us that entry, but the stop loss would have been, this would have been the position for GU. Right, let's say you get in here, right? Instead of using a 9 to 10 pip stop loss, you had to have used just the bottom of the 30-minute zone. So you would have had to have an 18 pip stop, for 1 to 1, fucking 1 to 1. Not a good entry, right? Not a good risk to reward for this one, right, for 372. Even if we go, I don't even notice. Do we have an engulfing candle at all here yesterday? Let's see. Ah, we didn't. Nothing in. We had a small little engulfing, right? But it's not valid since that green didn't close above the red. But GU, yeah, that little small zone wasn't worth it though, compared to how EU and gold were. EU in the 1 hour. Yeah, just didn't give a retest on it. But beautiful on the 5 minute. We on the 5 minute, 1 minute time frame, we had a change of character, break of structure. So everything was beautiful on EU. Made more sense than GU to take. But for right now, the only ones that I have left really is US30, USD CAD, ZAR, and Bitcoin. But I'm gonna wait for the 830, the news to hit at 830 before I could take any trades. What about EA? What do you want to see on EA? EA for me is still the same that we've been on since Thursday last week. I'm not gonna take a trade until we break above these highs. If it gives me a 372 going into next week, then I'll start looking at it. But we're still in the zone of consolidation, just moving sideways. And then, internally as well in the 30-minute, we're still moving sideways from this high to this low. So EA, I'm still not taking a trade until we break above the highs. If we go break above the highs and give us a clean break of structure, it gives us 2 days of rise today. Then Sunday, Monday, we know we could take this trade at least back to these highs up here. But I'm not interested in EA. This is not a good trade to take or at least in my opinion, right? I could be wrong, but again, just based on how price is moving, it's too many fake outs. Again, no break of the lows, no break of the highs since Thursday. So I'm not, I'm not interested in this trade. Let's go, Pascal. Welcome to the stream, my brother. Great rising. Well, I guess it's good afternoon for you. Come on, kitty. It was better. Um, my bad. Hold on, I'm reading a text message. My bad. Um, yeah, it doesn't hurt as much as it was yesterday. It's still a little dry. Um, but it's doing better. I'm just like kind of sore now, like my whole body. But I'm definitely feeling better than I was yesterday though. Like last night, I thought I was gonna get really really bad. But yeah, I'm feeling better. Thankfully, my brother. I appreciate that. Thank you for asking. I can't really just I can't speak so loud because like that's what kind of makes it hurt a little bit. Like it's still like raspy and stuff. But like for the most part, no diddy. But I could swallow and it doesn't hurt, stuff like that. So I like how US 30 is looking right now. So in the 5 minute we have a green green red, right? A valid engulfing pattern. We did open with a gap here, right, with the break. So if we could get a retest, right, price gave us this exhaustion candle on the top, right? Price gave us an exhaustion candle to the top side. If price could come back, I would be expecting price to do something like this. Yo, why is my computer lagging so much? So we'll see. So we got news today 8:30 and 10 a.m. So 34 minutes for the first USD news to hit. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we have no valid engulfing in the 30 minute. We have no valid engulfing in the 1 hour. We have no valid engulfing in the daily. Alright, yo, trading view, come on, bro. In the 4 hour, we've reached the daily high and the 4 hour highs. No engulfing there, so really just taking a look at this in the 5 minute time frame. You're looking at structure too. We have higher high, higher low, higher high. We know that we're trading between this high and this low. Right, this high here broke this wick, which gave us this low and this high technically in the 5 minute time frame. So yeah, I'm expecting price to at least, right, we'll take we'll take a close look at how price reacts when we get up here. Can you do gold? Yeah, I got you. Kind of already did gold. I'm not looking at gold for today anymore. But this is pretty much what I have drawn out. This is what I'm expecting gold to do for the day. Pretty much do something like this. But me personally, I'm not looking at gold for the day to take any trades. Let me know if that helps. But also, it just kind of depends on what news does here in 30 minutes, right? If price respects these lows, right, then we're pretty much trading between this high and this low. If price breaks these highs here, then we know it's going to want to go back up to the top side. And if it breaks these lows again, it'll be something like this going into next week. And then next week, we could continue to start seeing price push back up to the top side. And GJ, yeah, GJ is I'm not trading GJ either personally already because pretty much the move for the day was already made. Um, I'm a I'm a big follower of ADR, right, which is the average daily range. And GJ is also a pair that is really London session, Asia session, right? So to give you the example, the ADR for GJ is 140, right? We already did 250 pips for the day, right? So it's one of those things where we gotta ask ourselves, do we really think GJ is gonna do more, right? Or any pair in general, right? Do we think it's really gonna do more than what it's projected to give? Um, Obviously we know that news impacts ADR because we know that price moves is a lot more volatile, more volume on a news day, so it could happen today. Um, but personally, me for GJ, it's you know, there's two things that could happen at this point. We have this high. Could price come back here and then continue to push to the top side? Yeah. Um, you know, could price come back down to these 30-minute lows down here and do something like this? It can. But at this point for GJ, for me again, the way I trade and following the rules that I follow when it comes to ADR, when it comes to the safe take profit, the STP, you know, GJ already did over it already did everything, right? Again, this is a pair that moves 140 pips in ADR, and it already did 252. So again, there's really nothing left on the table for us to trade. The only pairs that I'm looking at are the ones that you see here with like for the rest for the day of today is the ones that I have with the red folder, which is US 30, USD CAD, ZAR, and Bitcoin. And yeah, we got news in 30 minutes, so I'm pretty much gonna wait for that to hit, and then I'll see if I could take any trades really. Lindsay yesterday took a bad short on gold and was break even. It's part of the game. We'll look over it. I want to go see. Well, I'm not gonna go check her thing, but I want to see what she took on gold. We'll see what it was. Let me dude. Do you know what's crazy? I don't even know. I don't know how to use this platform. The one that I'm supposed to be using for this profit. Hold on. Let me give me 1 second, guys. Let me try to figure this out real quick. So, new order. Stop loss. Let's see. Yeah, I entered it. I want to see how this plays out before news. I entered this trade. I want to see how this works out. I took a small position. I didn't take this on my regular account. I took it on a prop that I have here. Just to kind of test out the platform too. I want to see how spreads are and everything. I would say this. The only thing I don't like about US 30, and I'll say this first-handedly, this is a very aggressive trade. The only thing I don't like about it is that we still don't have any lower lows and lower highs. right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows in the zone of consolidation. So once again, this is a very aggressive trade. I'm not gonna sit here and say I endorse this trade the same way I was, endorsing gold and endorsing EU. This is a very aggressive trade. Um, so don't go crazy with this position if you end up taking it. Once again, this is not a trade that I'm testing this trade out on this new firm, on this new account that I got. Again, to test spreads and all of that for news, because I'm kind of curious. But we could already see how price is reacting. So once again, it's a very aggressive trade where I haven't waited for a lower time frame change of characters. There's no break of structures, right? Usually you'll see me take a trade and then you'll see that I'm waiting for, again, the same thing we're looking on EU, the same thing we're looking for on gold. You'll usually see me look for change of characters, break of structures. I literally just got in on the retest. This is not a safe trade to take here. So if you end up taking this trade, again, remember there's news in 25 minutes. This could go really wrong. You guys know I don't really like trading into news either, so the reason I'm not even gonna mark this on the screen, I'm taking this just on a little fuck you account. It's pretty much what I'm gonna call it. Um, so yeah. No, I don't take US 30. Yeah. No, US again. Besides all of that, just the fact that we have news, this is not a safe entry to take. We want to give this a little bit to let it develop. Again, after news is all good. Um, but we'll see. We'll see how this reacts. Okay. Yeah, and even the platform, like this is on Match Trader, I think it's called. Never used it before, so I don't even, I'm still testing out the platform too. Funded by traders. There you go. So Match is nice, but sometimes glitches. Ah, yeah, it's not good. Yeah. I was like, yo, I've never used Match Trader. I've never used DX Trade, C Trade. So I'm just like, before I do anything, I want to make sure I know how to use the account. But that's dope. Okay. Because I don't even know like how much I could enter with, but it's good. It tells you here. So if you put your stop loss, pretty much similar to Trade Locker. You put your stop loss, it tells you how much you're risking and all that. So that's good. All right. So yeah, let's wait for this news to drop here. We got 15 minutes. So we can see already that in the 5-minute price is already just hunting stop losses, right? So um and then I said I wanted to see. So let's go look at gold real quick from yesterday. So you said that she took a trade on gold and it hit break even. You said she was going short. Um okay. Yeah, I mean I don't again the follow-up question would be where did she take that short? Um I know a lot of people who took this short here, right? Based on the fact that, oh, we reached the high, right? That 30-minute high that we were once in, which is not a 30-minute high. Again, we understood that. Again, the real structure for US 30 was this higher high over here, right? And before this higher high, we were trading, right? We were trading lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And it wasn't until this high broke here that made this lower low and this higher high, right? So with that being said, for the people who are looking at the 30-minute high being this high here, this is why this short didn't work out. Because you're not looking at market structure the right way. You're really supposed to be looking at it over here, right? Nonetheless, let's say she was looking at it from this high over here. Pretty sure the only way she took this short was possibly what she looked at this over here, or she probably looked at this right here, where price kind of went down and then it went right back up. Let me know if that's right, Pascal. At the end of the day, is the same reason. Look, like this example for today is the same thing with US 30 for this trade. Like why, again, why is this not a strong place to take a short? Price is still giving you higher highs and higher lows. There's really nothing more, nothing less to it, guys. If you want to enter going short, what do you need to see before price goes short? You need to see lower lows and lower highs, right? And vice versa. For you to continue to see price go up, you need to see higher highs and higher lows. Right now, US 30 is just consolidating. What do we want to see? We either want to see a break of the lows to go short, or we want to see a break of the highs to go long. What has price done? It hasn't done anything. So we still don't have any valid confirmations to continue this push back down to the bottom, or to continue the push back up to the top side. She took the short on the pullback of the second bounce after the news. Sorry, she took it after the news. So she took the short on the pullback off the second bounce after news. So she took this pretty much. Yeah, again, it's just, once again, price is still making higher highs and higher lows. You know what I mean? Right, on top of the fact that price is making higher highs and higher lows, we even talked about this being the top of the zone of consolidation. So, you know, I don't want to be too, again, I don't want to be too critical, because at the end of the day, she has her trading rules, right? If she's following her rules and that's part of her rule book, it is what it is, right? Again, this is why I say, like, losing is part of trading. But again, the losses that you take could be avoidable. Again, is the same thing. Like, okay, in the 5-minute time frame, yeah, we could see an engulfing candle. We could see that price broke below the engulfing. But why isn't this a valid engulfing candle? Why isn't this a valid entry? Right? And we said it. I literally said it right before I even took the trade when they asked me in the chat if I entered. And I gave the reason as to why nobody should take this trade. Right? Price is still giving you higher highs and higher lows. It's really that simple. On top of the fact that price is still making higher highs and higher lows, we're in a zone of consolidation where price rejected highs, rejected lows, rejected highs, rejected lows, rejected highs, rejected lows. Price consolidated. Reject highs, reject highs, reject highs, went to the middle, reject highs, went to the middle, went back up, went to the middle, went back up. Right? We still don't have any confirmation that this is where price is going to continue the downtrend push, or vice versa. Price is going to continue the uptrend push, right? So, you know, I do know there's a lot of other reasonings as to probably why she took this trade, right? And not only her, in general, there's a lot of people who took this loss yesterday, or, you know, broke even. Usually after news, after there's so much volume, we normally always, not always, but 6 out of 10 times, we usually see price fill up the imbalance. When price moves so much, so fast, we normally see the next candles after news go right back down. Is usually something that happens, and we saw that happening with EU yesterday, right? EU gave us such a fast-paced candle up to the top side during Asia session that price then went right back down and filled that up, and then ended up going back up again, right? So again, I don't know her rules the way she knows her rules, but I possibly understand why she took this trade. Again, is it a good trade? In my opinion, no. Why? There's a lot of reasons, right? Reason number one is ADR, right? Again, this is a pair that moves 282 pips in a day. You know, when the news already was hit, before this red candle was even printed, we already did 423 pips. Do we really believe that price is going to do another 273 pips going short? That's, you know, price isn't going to give you that. For the most part, price is going to continue to stay in this range, and then you have to wait for the next day to take the trade, right? So it's one of those things where, again, looking at my rules and how I look at the charts, you know, if I were to take a trade going short, I would have waited for price to go back up to these 30-minute highs to then go short, right? If price doesn't reach these 30-minute highs, and again, I don't trade going counter, I don't trade against the trends, so I wouldn't be looking for trades going short. But if I was, right? Let's say gold was in an overall downtrend. I'd be waiting for price to, okay, if price doesn't break above and give us the break retest, this rejection of the highs to go short, what else am I looking for? Well, it's easy. In the 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame, price consolidates here. All I'm looking for is for price to break below these lows, and this is the trade to continue to go short. That's it, right? Trading after news, trading after price already gave you the ADR, the STP for the day, trading after price already gave you the move for the day, it's a recipe for disaster, right? You could save your capital, like, by placing your entry at break even, your stop loss at break even. You could preserve your capital. But at the end of the day too, it's like these losses are so avoidable, right? These trades that make no sense are so avoidable. But everybody has their rules. Everybody has different rules. Everybody looks at the chart differently. There's not, again, like what she explained this yesterday in her stream too. I don't know if you were there when I was watching it, but there is no holy grail. There really isn't. As good as somebody's strategy is, like the strategy that works for me might not work for you, right? The strategy that works for her might not work for you. Ultimately, that's just how trading is, right? So again, I can't be too critical. I can't sit here and say it was a bad trade. But again, once we go over the reasons why she took the trade and why it was a bad trade, and you really just start noticing, like, yeah, it is true. Why are we taking it's just Forex one-on-one, right? Again, it's not to be disrespectful, but it's the only way I could say it, right? When price is making lower lows and lower highs, that's when I'm going short. When price is making higher highs and higher lows, that's when I'm going long. That's it. If price is consolidating, just moving sideways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a break, retest to continue. If price is consolidating, I'm looking for a break below the lows or retest to continue. But if price is still giving me higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. What are we looking for? Right? Why am I gonna continue to look for shorts? Right? In this case is the same thing. These shorts from up here that we were talking about. Why would I stop looking? Why would I stop holding this trade going short? Because price is still giving us higher high, higher low, higher high. Could this push back down to the bottom just be a higher low to continue to make higher high? You know what I mean? So there's just ways you have to be able to look at the market to be like, okay, cool. Yeah, you could take a trade. You could take a trade going short. There's no problem with taking a trade going short here. But it's the question you have to ask yourself is, okay, where is my exit and why? Right? That's the number one thing you have to ask yourself as a trader. It's like, okay, if I take a trade in a higher high, right? Price is making higher highs, higher lows, higher high. I take a trade going short in a higher high going into a higher low. You have to be like, okay, my first take profit is going to be the retest of the higher high. Because I know that if price comes here, it could go right back up. If you see that price continues to break below, your second TP is going to have to be somewhere in this area over here before price breaks these lows, because we know that this could be the higher low to continue to make higher high. You know what I mean? So there's ways you have to be able to see the market and put all the pieces together, if that makes any sense. I don't blame her at all, to be clear. Yeah. No, at the end of the day, you can't really. The bottom line is you can't really blame a trader for a loss. Again, there is a lot you can blame a trader for, but taking a loss like that, especially, again, number one, as long as she followed her rules, she didn't take a loss. And that's not even her, that's just in general as any traders, right? To get off the topic of her, because I don't want to be, I don't want her to think that I'm talking shit. Again, you saw how I talked highly of her yesterday. I respect her, I respect her trading. She's one of those really disciplined traders, right? Losing is part of the game. It is what it is, right? There's going to be traders that take less losses than others. There's going to be traders that take more losses than others. At the end of the day, they both might be super profitable, right? But again, it's just part of the game. It's really just part of the game. But you can't blame, as what I was going to say, right? As long as she followed her rules, right? She opens up her journal. She knows what her rules are. She waited for her candlesticks to print. She took a trade. Is it really a losing day? Not really, right? As a trader, a losing day is if you take a trade going against everything that you know about the market. If you just took a trade because you said, fuck it, let's take a trade. For example, how I was testing this trade. If it would have been a regular day, right, I would have been like, yo, why the fuck did I take this trade? Price is still consolidating, right? In comparison to no, I even said it, do not take the trade. It's not a good trade, and I gave you the reasons as to why it's not a good trade. And as soon as we said it, price went up and hit stop losses, right? If you open up your trading book and you're like, okay, no, price broke below the zone of consolidation, we have an engulfing candle, we have to retest, I'm taking the trade. If the trade goes into your direction, you won that day. If price goes and hits your stop loss, you still won that day. Why did you win? Because you followed your rules, and now that allows you to go back, it allows you to back test, and it allows you to be like, okay, why didn't the trade win? And then that's when you start like, okay, this is why we didn't win, this is what's happening, this is what we have to wait for, right? Maybe you got caught up in the lower time frames, like here in the 5 minute. You would think like, oh, price is consolidating, right? A lot of people would be like, oh, I'm looking at this in the 5 minute where price consolidated, it broke below the low, we got the retest, lower low, lower high, lower low, this is where I'm going to continue, make lower low to continue going short. But again, if you just zoom this out and go to the 30-minute time frame, we can see that no, the real consolidation is from this high over here to this low. So before we could even consider taking a trade going short, we need to be able to break those external highs or external lows before we could continue to see a trade, right, for a continuation. So again, there's a lot of rules in trading. There's a lot of rules you have to be able to be considerate about before you could take a position, right? And again, it might seem overwhelming for some people. For other people, it's just like I was explaining yesterday. It's part of the game, right? For me, everything that I look for in the charts is super simple because it's something that I've studied. It's something that I've been studying for years, right? For somebody who's their first time on the stream, they're gonna be like, "Yo, this is a lot of information. It's super difficult." But the answer I always give people is like, "Okay, cool. When you were looking at ICT, you were asking questions too. You were always like, yo, why the hell did you put that box there? What are you looking for? Where do you know where to put your boxes at?" Until you started learning, until you started watching videos, until you started asking questions, and now all of a sudden that ICT strategy is super simple for you, right? Or vice versa. Oh, how do you know what a double bottom looks like? How do you know what a double top looks like? Super, just, everything is difficult until you start doing it, until you start learning about it. So yeah, I know we talked about that yesterday too, so I'm not gonna continue to repeat myself, but I hope that makes sense. Can news candle counter trend on market structure? Absolutely. Yeah, a news candle. The reason why I don't trade news candle, just so you can having a heads up on that. The reason why I don't like to trade news, usually it's 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after, is because a news candle could do whatever it wants to do, right? Nobody knows. Let me answer this as safely as possible, because will there be times where you know where news is going to print? Absolutely. If, let's say, everything is crystal clear, right? I'll give you an example for US 30, right? Let's say before news, right? We have a real break of structure. Like, let's say we have news at 8:30, right? Let's say that by 7:15, price breaks these highs and gives us a pullback. Before 8:30, let's say 8 o'clock, 8:15, 30 minutes or 15 to 30 minutes before news, let's say we could take this trade here, right, for a retest. We know that price, right, we know news is going to print into direction because it's just following structure. um for a little continuation, but let's say in a zone of consolidation, to give you the example of what's going right now, of what's going on right now, in a zone of consolidation where price still hasn't broken highs, it still hasn't broken lows, price is just moving sideways, right? Could news do something like this where it prints to the top side, prints to the bottom, and then continues to the trend to the top side, or vice versa? Could price just break lows and continue, right, even after making higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs? Or could price just, when it comes to news in a zone of consolidation, it could do everything, right? It could do anything and everything that it wants to do. um and that's the reason why I don't really focus on, again, unless the entry is crystal clear, I'm not trading news, right? Because the news candle could do anything and everything that it wants to do. Whatever it wants to do, it could happen. NCT cat has no market makers pattern. Let's go look real quick. Says level 2 rise, but um NZD cat, yeah, I remember doing this. NZD cat is kind of in a weird situation, right, where this is possibly in a lower time frame, because the daily, we just have so much data going back to, like, 2001. This goes back all the way to the back. So this is possibly in a lower time frame, possibly in the 1 hour, maybe the 4 hour time frame, where we could see price from the top side, from the top go short, right, from the short go back to the top side. So if I was looking at NZD CAD as of right now, I'd still say we are in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. I would say NZD CAD right now is in that first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. So we got 30 seconds here for the news. Let's see how let's see how this reacts. Again, I have no entry triggers for any of these pairs that we have currently still, which is US 30 USD CAD, ZAR, and Bitcoin. Just gonna wait for this news to hit and then we'll see what happens. 5 seconds, let's see. We might not get a lot of volume either. We have news at 10 o'clock, so oh, there you go. Damn. So US 30 hit stop losses before you went. I'm kinda pissed. That was beautiful though. Let's see. A little bit of volume. We're getting it in the 5 minute, right? This engulfing that we had, stop losses were hit with these little 3 candles here, and then price went into the direction. But the fact that this moves so much with just that one candle could price now. Again, exactly what we talked about, Pascal. Right? We're still in the zone of consolidation. With that being said, price has all of this area to do whatever it wants, right? To hit stop losses. So what I'm gonna do is just wait it out, right? First and foremost, let me see. Did we update STP for the day for this one? I don't even believe we did. STP is 237. So let's do two things real quick. So let's update STP. Let's calculate from the high of the day to the low. What is 237 for the day? All right, 237. And then we'll see if we could get an opportunity in a little bit here by 9 o'clock. USD CAD, let's look at this real quick. So the news for USD CAD, again, we're just in the middle of this little zone of consolidation where we broke lows, gave a retest, made lower low, and then after news and after everything gave us an engulfing candle. Price then went up, gave us a higher high, gave us a pullback, right? Higher low, but internally we could still see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And this is a pair where we didn't really have another entry criteria to take a trade here. Possibly this 4-hour candle in 30 minutes, if it closes, it might give us a 4-hour engulfing candle, which would be very interesting. Internally, we were still making lower lows and lower highs, so we had nothing really here to say, oh, we could take this trade going long. No, for USD CAD, this is going to be in the 4-hour time frame. If we could get this 4-hour candle to close above this red candle here, then we know we could possibly take a trade here to continue that push to the top side. So I'm going to keep USD CAD open here so we could remember to look at this in 30 minutes. At 9 o'clock, we'll take a look at USD CAD. ZAR is still here at the 30-minute lows, still making lower lows and lower highs. Very similar to CAD in the sense that right now we're in a position where it doesn't seem likely that we're going to continue this push to the top side for USD ZAR or for USD CAD. With that being said, if price for CAD and ZAR continue the downtrend push, then I would be expecting US 30 to go up. And then Bitcoin for today is just still in the zone of consolidation, right? Bitcoin, we're still just moving sideways from here to here. So this is again, I don't have an entry position for Bitcoin either. So let's see, do we have any engulfing candles? Nothing. And I'm not gonna go into a lower time frame. Well, let's check the 15. Very interesting. Yeah, nothing. So let's keep an eye on USD CAD in the 4-hour. Let's take a look at US 30 here in the 30-minute time frame. And that's pretty much it, guys. For right now, we kind of just gotta wait again. Again, we have news at 10 o'clock. In an hour at 9:30, we have the NYC open. But right now we know that price is just moving sideways, just consolidating. So again, before we could even take a trade, before we could consider opening up a position, we need to see price either break above highs or break below the lows. Euro USD, I want to take a look at this pair too. So Euro USD ended up going short, and I want to take a look because the people who are doing the competition are in some trades, so I want to keep a close eye on. Leave me alone. Save and close. Alright, so he is in a. Oh, what happened? Today's the 12th. Wait, am I bugging? I thought this guy was in a trade. Oh shit. He hit drawdown. He was in a gold. Alright, so let's see. So today the 12th, he had 3 trades. He had a gold stop loss. He had a gold trade buying. Oh shit. Damn. Yeah, I think he might be $10 away from. No, 237 is. Hold on, 5,000. 5% is 250. Oh man, he's $10 away from. Alright, let's look. Let's look real quick. So he took a trade today, gold. He took a buy. Once again, taking buys down here just because price looks like it's gonna give you a double bottom. There's absolutely no reason to take buys here. Price is still making lower lows and lower highs, right? So this is a good, the reason why I wanted to do this is to really show people the reasons as to why we don't take the trades that these guys be taking. Can I hop on the competition? Yeah, I'm choosing people on Twitter. Pretty much just like doing it every 30 days. I'm choosing 2 people. Or when somebody fails or passes. And I'm just choosing 2 people at random. I'll send you the tweet the next time I uh the next time I tweet it. I'll send it to you, and then you'll answer it, and then I'll choose you. I'll choose you. I already have one person that I want to choose because he's been really adamant. So and then I'll send you the tweet though. I got you. But real quick, I'm not gonna be able to see the chat. I'm gonna have Trade Locker open on my other screen real quick. So he took this buy on gold, and obviously his stop loss was at 28 bucks. And then he had a sell on Euro USD, and I'm not sure why. I think he got out of this trade just early. I think he got out of it. His stop loss was at 109.003. Yeah, I think he just got out of this one early. He closed it, and then he was on a gold buy again. So he was in 2 gold buys, and he lost 70 bucks for that one. Damn. Yeah. So he already hit drawdown, so I had to take that account away from him. And then the other trader, yeah, I wasn't wrong. The other trader, alright, real quick, let me see who's who. Fuck, man, like I keep forgetting who's who. Alright, so for 772568, that's Malik. Okay, wait, he still has 30. Let me see, 3920. Oh, he already DM'd me. Yeah, he already DM'd me. No, he breached the account. And then this guy, he took same trades, right? He took gold buys today and lost 20. He lost 40, 49 in total. And it was the same thing, right? So this goes to show these guys, I'm pretty sure, are learning from the same people. Not the same people, but learning the same bullshit that's on Twitter, right? Oh, you got a fucking fair value gap and an order block and no, all that bullshit. You got 3 days of rise, buddy. After 3 days of rise, Muhammad, let them know, man. After 3 days of rise, what are we looking for? Let them know, Muhammad. What are we looking for after 3 days of rise? After 3 days of drop, what are we looking for, bro? No never drop, exactly. These fucking clowns are gonna be telling you otherwise. No net or drop, bro. It's really that simple. All right, so I'm gonna send you the tweet. I'll send you a tweet today, so you could like retweet and do everything, and then um, Pascal, you see how news reacts to this? Let me know. Let me know if you need me to explain that again. Right? The news just that news candle could do whatever it wants to do. It could just it seems like price wants to go into that direction, and then all of a sudden goes right back to the top side. It's just trapping traders. Right? News trading and news candles are just inducements. Right? They're made to induce traders to make you get into a trade. Right? And then that's when they stop point for stop losses. Let's take a look real quick. USD CAD, we got 2 minutes. Okay, we'll come back to this in a few seconds. US 30, we can see how now it's going and reacting to these tops. So 237. I also want to add another line here to see what does 237 look like from the top and the bottom. And so we got these lows here, 237 pips for the day. It's over here. So we'll see if we could get an opportunity to trade on US 30 today. I really doubt it. I really do doubt it, but we will continue to look at it. And then we'll see. Alright, so USD CAD, we could see that it did not give us a valid engulfing candle. However, it gave us a retest, and we can see that price is going to the top side. But for me, again, USD CAD is not valid, so I'm gonna shut this one off for the day. Let's go look at Bitcoin and ZAR. So Bitcoin, we're still at the top of the day. I want to see. Um, my bad. I had to sneeze. That really hurt my throat. Fuck. We can see that we're still trading between this high and this low. So I still want to see that break of structure before taking a trade. ZAR went right back down to the bottom of the 30-minute zone. So still, I want to see price break above or break below to know where price is gonna go. And on the other hand, US 30, we are waiting to see what price wants to do, right? I'm waiting for a valid break of structure. Again, these are not break of structures, this is just a testing candle. If we get the next green candle in the next 30 minutes to close above, I'll be looking for price to do something like this, right? Literally right here what we have, right? A break or retest back into the zone to then continue to this top side. So, but again, that's going to be after this. If this candle here closes above without touching the zone, and then the next candle gives us a retest, that's where I'm going to start taking to look for those entries. Any questions, guys? Let me know. Anything you guys want me to go over, let me know. If not, we'll be waiting, and again, we have news in an hour again for 10 o'clock. So if we don't get an opportunity to trade, then we'll just wait it out. News came out. Gold's still moving on back up. Yep. Let's see. I haven't taken a look at gold yet after the news, but let's see. But it's exactly what we pretty much thought. Come on, Trade Locker or fucking TradingView, you're gonna crash on me? Not yet. You just gotta wait it out, right? That news moved price back right back down, right? Gave us a lower low. But again, it's what we knew, right? Again, I'll explain this one more time. Right, we had higher high, low, price gave us this higher high here, right? Higher low. Price broke all the way to the top side and gave us a higher high. So remember what I was saying, right? I don't know if you were here when I was explaining this, but I think I did this example because of you, right? You could take these trades going short, right? But where's your first targeted point to where you have to kind of stop taking shorts to see what price is gonna do, right? It's gonna be when price retests the previous higher high, right? So price is doing exactly what it needs to do right now. Again, I'm personally not gonna be trading gold once again, right? Because we have STP, we have the ADR. The STP for the day, which is 188 pips, has already been made, right? We already did 245 pips for the day. So again, personally for me, I'm not going to be taking these trades. I'm not going to be looking to take any positions, but gold is moving as expected. It's doing exactly what it needs to be doing right now. It's moving really good. Only pairs left for me today to continue to like keep an eye on is going to be US 30, ZAR, and Bitcoin. That's pretty much it for today. Appreciate the info on that to give you some confidence, of course, my brother. All it is, man. The more information you have on trades, right? Just in the stock market in general, the more information you have, the more confluence you could have, right? I don't You see EMAs on my screen. I don't use them all the time, right? I don't use them for my entries. Like just because price is on an EMA doesn't mean I'm gonna enter. It's just another confluence, right? The fib tool is just another confluence. The break of structure is another confluence. The EMAs is a confluence. The flag post patterns, the double tops, the double bottoms, the engulfing candles, the exhaustion candles, the doji candles, right? The lower time frame, the 5 minute change of character break of structure, the type 1s, type 2s, type 3 patterns. Those are all different confluences. Um, the daily highs, the daily lows, the 4 hour highs, the 4 hour lows, the 30 highs, the 30 minute lows. Everything is just more confluence on my screen. But if if all your confluences are telling you this is exactly what you're looking for, then you already know you have an A1 setup. You know you could take that trade with no problem at all. That's why I use so many rules. And it's not a lot of rules. They're all market structure at the end of the day. I'm so sore. My bad, Pascal. I'm in gold buy targeting the opening price. Okay. Wouldn't be bad of a trade. Right. A little retest again of the higher high. Right. Going into a higher low to then continue to make a higher high. It could happen. But again, I would just want to again make sure you're looking at these highs and these lows. Right. Price didn't break the lows. We're still testing. So technically speaking, price is still in the zone of consolidation here. So just be careful with that because price could always reverse back down to the bottom. And then US 30 again, I'm waiting for that candle closure above, which we still don't have. So still waiting it out. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I'm back, guys. My bad. You guys in the chat? My bad. Um, I appreciate the info that it gave me some more confidence to keep the short going. I'm in gold by target no price. Okay, cool. And then once again, this US 30, I wanted before I could take a trade. I really want to see a clean break of structure, man. The price comes back down into these zones without giving me that break first in 6 minutes, then we'll be pretty much done. We're looking at this for right now. We have 6 minutes for the NYC open to start, so that's gonna be what we're targeting as well. Want to see this break above, man. continue to monitor it. So, all right, 3 minutes here for. We'll wait for these last 2 minutes here for US 30 to see if we could get an opportunity. Alright, so here on US 30 we got a little break before, so let's see if we could catch a little continuation. Let's go down, let's see real quick, do we have an engulfing candle at all? Alright, trading view, come on, don't do this to me now. Oh, fucking, I don't like how slow this goddamn platform is sometimes. Come on. Alright, price went right back down to the bottom. Right back down to the bottom, brother. Gave a beautiful. Didn't have time, bro. The shit was fucking lagging like a motherfucker. Alright, let's see. Let's go to the 5 minute. Dude, why does that happen? It always happens like when price is moving that my shit just starts lagging. So this didn't have a bottom wick or a top wick. If it would have had a top wick, this would have been an aggressive trade here to continue this push to the top side. However, since it didn't have a top wick, I'm not going to consider that as a trade. Now, for another trade, for another trigger entry, I think US 30, we're going to let this one go. I'm going to let US 30 do what it wants to do here. I'm not going to take a position on US 30 today. And this is the reason why that I kind of overlooked. US 30, we're at a 30-minute high. Currently, we're still in a 30-minute high. Could price again continue this push to the top side? Absolutely. But the fact that we're still in this 30-minute high, could price do the same thing that this red candle here did, which was in profit at one point and then went right back down to the bottom? 100%. So US 30, I'm gonna let this one move. I'm not gonna take any positions. I'm not gonna make a mistake there. ZAR, we're still at the bottom of the 30-minute lows. Still just moving sideways, and we have news in 30 minutes. So again, I'm not gonna trade with another news folder coming out. And then Bitcoin, we're still at the high of the day. We still don't have a valid break of structure at the top. So I think I'm gonna call it there, guys. I'm not gonna take any more trades for today. Only valid trade for today was Euro USD, which was given last night during the market breakdown isolation session. It was a beautiful trade that we took. We took it live on stream. So that's pretty much it, guys. Any other questions? Anything else you guys want me to explain? Anything you guys want me to go over? Let me know. If not, we'll give you guys another minute here, and then we'll shut the stream off. Let me know, and then we'll see you guys again this weekend for the weekly market breakdown, um, and then again on Monday for the live trading session. You guys have any questions at all throughout the weekend? If you guys want to hit me up privately on Discord, X, Instagram, you guys have any questions at all at any point, you guys could always message me. I'm always available. Alright, guys, we'll see you again this weekend for the weekly market breakdown. Good trading day today, guys. Everybody who took profits, or even people who took losses but took them as a learning opportunity, congratulations. So we'll see you guys again this weekend, and then again on Monday for the live trading session and the isolation market breakdown Monday evening. Peace out, guys.